Don't look now, but right around the corner, you can see it just barely on the horizon. We have got College Football 25, the video game, about to be back in our possession. So with that being the case, what are some teams that we're going to start dynasties with? We all have done this. We all do this every single time we get the game. You look down the list of teams and figure out which team you are going to take to a national championship. We'll talk about that right now, but first things first, make sure you are subscribed right here. I just mentioned it. We're, I think, give or take 30 days away from getting College Football 25 back. We're going to talk a whole lot about this game. So make sure you're dialed in here. You found your home for College Football 25, the video game, and college football period. We talk about that every single day on this very platform. So make sure you're dialed in. So the best way to start this segment is to tell you who we're not going to be going through Dynasty Mode with. And that is, we are not going to be playing Dynasty Mode with a blue blood program. And that's nothing against those teams, nothing against an Alabama or an Ohio State or a Texas. But if you feel like you got to start your dynasty with a team that's already got a 90-plus overall roster, what does that say about you? What does that say about you as a human being? Forget this whole game. What does that say about you as an individual? Tom Brady said this during his, I think, induction into something big time with the Patriots. I want to say it was their Hall of Fame. Football's supposed to be hard. Same thing with the college football video game. It's supposed to be hard. You want to just trot out there with a ready-made roster and go do what's already happening in real life? Where's the fun in that? If you do that, I'm just going to tell you, we judge you a little bit. Now, this is a judgment-free zone. This is the one thing we do judge you on. All right? If you're not built to take a G5 school from the depths of the MACtion or Conference USA or whatever conference you want to choose from to fill in that blank, that's a G5 conference, like, you know, it's okay, but we just, can't trust you. Now, there's not the same repercussions if Young Metro doesn't trust you. We don't have the same course of action we take, but just to make sure we're on the same page here, there's some judgment, there's some loss of trust, just to call a spade here. Team that I will be starting a dynasty with. This is the team that I have been asked about a couple of times, or this is the team I've given my answer as whenever I've been asked this question in different formats. Eastern Michigan is the team that I am taking from Ypsilanti all the way to the national title game. Not just one time, probably multiple times. The reason for that being, you got some dope uniforms, right? The Adidas tight-fit unis that got the green, they got the gray, they got the the nice icy whites whenever they play the away games. Also, the fact that it's in the MACtion. What could be more perfect than taking a team that typically plays their games on Wednesday nights during the season when they have conference play, all the way to the beautiful. It's not beautiful because it's on a Monday night, but it's beautiful because it's the stage of the national title game. And they go knock off, insert whatever SEC Big Ten team in that game. Like that's what this is all about. That's what this is all about. Also, the gray field. Let's be real here. In this setting, when you're talking about dynasty mode, a lot of things matter. A lot of things are going to change. Rosters and uniforms, rosters do not matter nearly as much as uniforms or as your home stadium. So EMU playing on the gray field, that's what matters. That's what's going to be consistent throughout the course of our dynasty that we're getting rolling out there at EMU. If we don't have EMU, or if maybe somebody already took EMU from you, I'm rolling with the academies. Because if you don't want to see the greatest country on the face of the planet and the feeder for our military, those schools, the Air Force, the Navy, the Army, if you don't want to see those schools hoist national title kind of hardware, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? And if that wasn't already reason enough for you to pick one of those schools to run the table with, there is something special about taking somebody's soul via the triple option, where you look at the box score at the end of the game and you've run for 400-500 yards, on 50-plus carries. You've divvied it up between your quarterback, your fullback, one of those wingbacks. They think they've got it dialed in because they're going to blitz you off the edge, and little do they know you're just going to tuck right underneath there with your quarterback and go 60 yards to the house. Like there's something special, something a little bit twisted but special about doing that to your opponent consistently. The academies got to be one of the top teams that you pick to take to a national championship. Now, they've done in the past, historically, like Army used to run things. But with the way that modern college football is structured, you don't really see that anymore. We're going to see it in College Football 25 if you pass me the sticks. Now, this one is close to our heart. Western Kentucky is a school we are taking to the national championship in dynasty mode. You might know them as the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers. I call them the Western Kentucky Fighting Nick Breaks, who's producing this very show. Big Red is one of the funniest / most iconic / coolest mascots I expect in this game. Also cool uniforms. In addition to what I said about, the different things changing throughout your dynasty mode, Western Kentucky as a playbook to start, and you can change your playbook throughout the course of your dynasty, but Western Kentucky to start is going to have a fun playbook. Like, I know they've switched coordinators most recently, but they're still going to throw it around the yard. They're still going to be up-tempo. They're still going to have a pretty pass-friendly kind of playbook. Like, you can give some teams fits. And what better way to go on a run in dynasty mode than have Western Kentucky trot out there against Alabama and shock the world in Tuscaloosa, or insert whatever blue blood program you want against Western Kentucky. So the mascot, the playbook, a little bit of personal involvement here for us when we talk about WKU due to Nick Break, but they're a team we're taking on a dynastic run. Last one, this is sort of an all-encompassing team that you can take on a dynasty run. Whoever the worst team in the game is, and I don't know who that team's going to be, but if you look back on old social media clips from when we last had this game, a lot of people chose to play with Old Dominion. Now, I would be surprised if Old Dominion were to be the worst team in the game this upcoming version of the game. But when you take the lowest rated roster, lowest rated team in the game, from the bottom all the way to the mountaintop of college football, the beautiful part about that is, what can they say to you? What are they going to say? Oh, man, you had this guy or that guy on your team. I had the worst roster in the game, brother. And again, we'll see what team that is. But you take that team from worst to first, removes all excuses, removes any doubt of what you are as a player within this game. That's special. That's something nobody can take from you. That's a little bit extra pride when you talk about what you are in the college football 25 landscape. So anyone but a blue blood, we're cool with. EMU, the uniforms, the field, the action, we love every piece of it. The academies, the playbook going triple option. Again, taking somebody's life from their controller by just triple optioning them absolutely to the ground. That's special. That's special. It's very special. Western Kentucky, Big Red, Nick Break, need I say more? And then whoever the lowest rated team in the game is removes any excuses, and we love that. So keep it locked right here. Let me know in the comment section or on my social channels at JD Piquel, Twitter and Instagram, who you're going to be playing with in dynasty mode in this game. Now, we are back on the air tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. Eastern, live right here on this YouTube channel. Full hour-long episode for you. You can also find it on podcast. Make sure you're dialed in. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Only 30-ish more days till this is back. We're going to keep this party rolling. We will see y'all next time. Hey y'all, thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel here to make sure you don't miss an episode of The Hard Count. Also be sure to check out other videos on the On3 YouTube channel.